what's up, guys? So, first off, if you hear any little girl talking in the background, got the mini-me over here playing in the garage as well. She wanted to be out here, so disregard her little baby doll talk. Anyways, I was going through some of the comments, and I noticed a couple of you had asked about how I mounted the International badge to the grill. This is just an extra one that I had picked up. I wanted to clean it up and then paint the inserts or the backlay here, but just haven't gotten around to it. So I don't know who posted the comment. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the thumbnail or your guys' little picture icon was like a female or something like that. But we're just going to go over how you mount one of these to a typical OBS grill. So this is just an International badge that you can get off any one of their, I don't know which, medium duty box trucks. They're probably the same size also on like their semi trucks. I happen to pull these off of some International dump trucks. They're like dump truck frames or bodies, so that's where mine came from. But it's pretty easy. Obviously, you're gonna want to take off your grill first. So you got your one screw down here, and then you got your 4 up top underneath the hood. And then it's pretty simple after that. All you're gonna need is to take off these two 10mm bolts, or excuse me, nuts in the back that hold the Ford emblem on. So we're gonna go ahead and get to that. So once you got this off, it's going to be a little bit, you just got to pry this off. All right. What's good about this is they're roughly about the same size. So these two pins are generally, you know, about the same size of what you're going to need to line them up. You can line them up and re-drill holes, or you could drill, you can line them up, or you could get this to where it fits just right. You know, measure it back and forth, and then go ahead and drill new holes from the backside, or just screw in through the two original mounting holes into the emblem itself. What you're gonna have to do with that though is you're gonna have to cut these off, and then you're gonna have to screw into these. What I like to do is I just like to mark out where I want it to be, drill 2 new holes, and then use this guide pin and have that kind of hold it on there, and then have the screw be what really holds the emblem to it. So again, I'm going to get to that as well. It's going to be a pretty fast video, but it's that simple. The hardest thing is getting one of these emblems off the truck that you may find it on, or if you buy it, you know, from International themselves, get like a replacement emblem. But that's probably the hardest part out of all of it, and then just lining it up and making sure it matches. But we'll go ahead and get to that. So basically, after once you mark it, what I find is pretty easy is I just get I get a paint marker. I'll go ahead and mark the one locating pin or dowel, whatever you want to call it, and I'll line it up pretty much center. I'll use this bottom screw hole as a guide to where I want to place the International badge. Mark my one guide pin. If they both break, then you're kind of just going to have to go about measuring it out. Really just a trial and error with, you know, making sure that you don't drill out a hole too big for that pin, and you don't drill too small of a hole where when you try to put the pin in there that it breaks. So right now I'm using a 13/64, so we'll see if that one works. Yep, so a 13/64 bit is a little bit loose on this, but it's just loose enough to where I can kind of tap it down on in there, and then I'll use the screw on the other side as the marking, or for the to really hold it in. One, 2, 3 inches and 2/16. So basically just measured it out to where I had the screw screwed into the back of the emblem. And I put a small pilot hole to get the screw through. And we'll go ahead and see how well my measurements line up. So there is a little bit of a bend in the emblem. There's a, I guess you would say, there's a ridge on the emblem which prevents it from fully seating against it. So if you go start hammering super hard on the emblem, you may break that one guide pin. But so that's pretty much it. You know, all you're really gonna need is a couple drill bits. I would go with maybe a 13/64, maybe just a little bit under that one, and wobble it out if it needs to be any bigger. But depending on how you go about it, if you buy the emblem from International, you can use the 2 guide pins, drill out 2 new holes, use the paint marker to mark the guide pins, and then get your template so that way you know where to drill. Or you could break them off and then drill through the existing holes for the original Ford emblem, or excuse me, screw through the original holes for the existing Ford emblem. But so basically what I'm going to do after this is I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of it. You could use super glue, hot glue, Harambe's finest, Gorilla Glue, whatever you feel that's going to keep that emblem secure to your grill. But again, all I really used was a impact driver or a drill, Phillips screwdriver to get all the screws off, and paint marker, 13/64 drill bit, and lastly a 10mm socket to get the nuts off of the original Ford emblem. But hopefully you guys liked the video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below, or you can send them over to BigRedandDuck@gmail.com. I'll answer you guys' questions there. Again, thanks everybody that has subscribed to the channel. It just lets me know that there's individuals out there watching and maybe wanting to learn and see what I do to my truck, and it makes me want to make more videos to keep you guys entertained. But hit that notification bell so you guys can see when when my videos come out. I'm mostly uploading Sunday night into Monday morning because that's really the only time I got to edit the videos. I try to spend most of my time with my daughter. But again, hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up. Appreciate everyone, and thanks guys.